Good afternoon, everybody. Calm Biker here. Another lunchtime run. I've been doing a lot of lunchtime and evening runs to do my IAM practice. And I thought today I'd just do a lunchtime run to do a bit of vlogging and just have a peer around, really. I'm getting so caught up in the IAM that I'm not really just going out just for the enjoyment of riding. That's not to say that I don't enjoy doing the IAM practice and whatever, it's just that it's all about that concentrating and picking up every little minor fault rather than just enjoying the ride and accepting the occasional mistake. So today is just a bit of fun and a bit of vlogging. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos recently. It's been my pastime of choice, mainly because my watch later list got ridiculously long. Again, it's done that before, got up to 180 videos this time, so not as bad as it has been in the past, but bad enough that it becomes hard to keep up with all your subscriptions. And while I was watching a lot of videos to try and bring the number down to something a little bit more manageable, I was just looking at, this is particularly on the UK vlogs, just looking at the scenery and looking at the towns. And I found myself thinking, I know that place, but about places I've never been to before. So obviously with the vloggers in the UK, they're all over the place. And there are a few Hull vloggers. I've seen most of Hull, having lived in and around Hull for the last 40 years or so. So I recognise those places. But then getting to look at places that I've never been to before and recognising them, and then you realise you don't really recognise it at all. And it's just this thing that is happening nowadays, it seems, that every town is starting to look the same. So you can pick out odd little details that are different. For example, the chances are that you don't have a rewind store, whatever that is over there. Is it lingerie? Gonna have to get my eyes checked. Or is it a lounge? I think it's a lounge, actually. Just wishful thinking on the lingerie, maybe. You probably don't have a Cactus Jack's opposite it. And you probably don't have a Minster. But aside from that, everything else is just starting to look the same. So every high street seems to be Boots, Wilkinson's, WH Smith's, maybe a Curry's, although we don't have one of those here anymore. Or Woolworths, of course, because they've gone. But it's kind of repeat, charity shops, all the same everywhere you go. And I found it really disappointing, really sad. I mean, Beverley has always been a market town, and it used to be full of lots of little independent places, as well as some of the big chains as well, but lots of little independent shops, and it had quite a lot of cultural things. So we had what they call the Playhouse. Some people don't quite understand the concept of crossing the road. Look. Had the Playhouse where you could go and watch a show. You had museums galore, art gallery type places, all this kind of stuff. And it's all just been replaced with shops. So one of my favourite places in Beverley, I used to, when I lived in Hull, for a time I worked in Beverley for the council, down a lovely named street of Flemingate, which always to me sounds like something that you just cleared out of a lung. And as I went there every day, I'd go past the Air Museum, all RAF type stuff. And outside they had a huge aeroplane, some kind of bomber. I should know, shouldn't I? Maybe I'll look it up and see if I can find a picture of it, or at least find out what it was. Or at least link to a picture of it rather than stealing somebody else's picture. But had this huge aeroplane outside, had little aeroplanes inside, you can go and have a look around it. And all of the museums in this area are free, so anyone could go and have a look. And a year or so ago they demolished it. Don't know what happened to all of the aircraft, but the museum got demolished, and instead of that museum we're going to have Sainsbury's and houses. So there's another bit of character gone, and the playhouse that's been turned into a shopping centre. And they turn all these things into shopping centres and then find that the old shopping areas become empty because there aren't actually enough shops to go around anymore because of the recession and what have you, all of the businesses closing, even some of the big ones. It just seems to suck the character out of the place. So we'll have a ride through, and I'll show you what I mean. It's actually quite tricky in Beverley because the main part of it is pedestrianised, so you can't actually ride through it. But let's see what we can see. So that's the pedestrian area, and if we look down there we see we've got Boys and Boots and Smiths and Wilkinsons, Marks and Spencer. Is it the same way you live? And what can we do about it? Or are we just, I suppose, happy? Well, I'm not, but you know, it seems our councils are happy just to let everything become homogenous. Is that the right word? Every town looks the same. Let me know what you think. Anyway, I'll stop there because it's getting depressing. So thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.